Hey guys, this is Dborn here with NetcodeGuides.com. Today we're doing a demo review for Nickator, and this is something that frustrated me early on when I started playing Go as well. And I didn't really notice it until kind of like the later stages, but you're gonna end up holding like a passive angle in CD spawn, and these angles that you hold are so tight right here. And this actually happens to you this round. These guys wide strafe out of holes, and the way the models move in this game, they move so quickly and fast paced that they're gonna run past that angle all the time. And at that point, as you can see, you had to like peek out and you overexpose yourself to multiple people. So what I would work on is when you're holding those stationary type angles, is holding like a little wider of an angle. So that, because like as you can see when they ran out, you had to like move and react to that guy and shoot him, as opposed to if you're just holding like, an angle like this, he would just ran directly into your crosshair. Judging by this round here, you're eventually going to walk up a connector and you're not going to notice that your teammates in it are already watching the same angle as you. So that tells me you don't use your radar very often, which especially in pugs is a bad thing because you're gonna have people that don't always communicate well with you. So if you can make a habit of just glancing at your radar occasionally, you can see what you're vulnerable to, see what you need to be watched, see where you see like places you need to be and where your teammates are at. And so you'll walk in the connector here, you don't realize that your teammates in there are watching the exact same angle as you. So you could have been in like a more beneficial spot for your team, so you guys could have maybe won this round. You're going to end up in a 1v1 here, and you're going to hear exactly where the guy's at because he like, kind of crouches out. And you're going to throw a flashbang and kind of give your spot away when you should have just peeked him because you knew exactly what he was doing instead of telegraphing your play as well. And you end up doing this on the next round too, like giving your spot away with a flashbang. And you win both the rounds, but I just wanted to point it out mainly because flashes really aren't that sick in this game, so it's not the wisest decision to rely on them so heavily. But as you can see here, you heard him make a step and you threw that flash, and then eventually you make your way in the site, fortunately. But you knew where he was, and he kind of knew that you were walking around, but he didn't know exactly where you were until you threw the flash. And like I said, same thing here. They're rushing out ramp. You're in a pretty stealthy spot on your balcony. You have teammates that are shooting at them, and for some reason they don't realize that you're here, even though you telegraphed this flash at under balcony. So you don't die because of it. But I would try to work on trying to make the most out of spots that you're in. Lastly, I wanted to point out, when you run up catwalk, you end up pulling a nade out in a really chaotic situation, and especially versus pistolers who, when their first instinct is to just like peek and just be really annoying and stuff. So right here you end up trying to pull a nade and you just get peeked. So the main thing about the bad habit of pulling a nade out is you want to keep your gun out majority of the time. Reason one being the amount of time it takes to pull out and prime a nade, and B, for it to do any significant damage, you have to put it literally like in their pocket. This has been Dborn with NetcodeGuides.com, and I hope you learned something.